What's going on, guys? It's XQ420 here. I want to welcome everybody back to the channel. Hope y'all having a fantastic day. It's your first time here. Do not hesitate. Hit that subscribe button. You will not regret it. We keep things right. We keep it tight. The toaster stays on us. Today's video. Old Derek Chauvin, the jury, they came back with a guilty verdict. But was the trial fair? Let's jump into this. Alright, so as we all know, everybody knows Big Floyd. Oh, Big George Floyd, okay? Obviously, he was a patron saint, okay? I mean, that's what they're making it out to be. I mean, I guess they forgot that, he high on drugs, counterfeit bills, robbing pregnant women at gunpoint. But hey, none of that stuff matters, okay? Not when we're addressing the woke mob, okay? All they care about is the knee that was nailed upon him. That may have been upon his neck. Look, more like on his backside, but some of it was on his neck as well. So that's all they care about. They don't care about any other information. So, of course, today, the day, April 20th, 420. And that's my birthday for people who want to know. It's not that I smoke the J all the time. Actually, I don't smoke the J at all. But yeah. So, they came through and they found him guilty. All right. Now, I don't see how anybody would have thought that this trial would have went through and been fair in any type of way. Because with all the media coverage, with the way that the mob was gathering outside of people's homes, outside of the courthouse and things like that, bud, I mean, if you're sitting there and you're a juror, you're like, dang, bud. I mean, we looked at the evidence. There's a reasonable doubt that Chauvin didn't kill him. He potentially died of overdose to drugs, seeing how he had 4 times the limit in his system. It's either 3 or 4 times the limit, fatal limit. So, with that, with the people sitting outside waiting on the jurors pretty much, man, it's just like, dude, man, if we find this guy not guilty, man, we might have to scrap out this piece. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we might have to, change addresses. We might have to change our identity. Is there witness protection program? I mean, we have to get involved in something like that without a shadow of a doubt. And that's the issue when we get in the mob rule. Now, this is almost like, when back in the day with the actual mob, witnesses come up missing, and then we talk about today if somebody's trying to rat out anybody from the cartel or something, you end up missing, okay? I mean, that's just all there is to it. It's because you did. Now, of course, these people, I don't know. There have been some people killed during the Black Lives Matter so-called protest, all right? So that is something that has happened. But with this particular thing, you might just get whooped out in the street. I'm sorry, but these folks are rowdy and they in a crowd. And once you're in a crowd, folks become emboldened and they feel like they can get away with some things because they're like, hey, man, I'm in this crowd and I'm invincible, okay? But every once in a while, somebody's shown that they're not invincible. So the one thing I was saying about people being, kind of bullied into a verdict, there was one thing that I saw the other day where one of the witnesses that was for the defense of Derek Chauvin, well, they went and splattered blood on what they thought was his home, tossed a severed pig's head on the porch. But the problem is the dude didn't even live there. He ain't lived there in years. And it was this gentleman right here, Barry Broad. Yeah, but hey, this is one of the things, like, you came in defense of Derek Chauvin and said, hey, man, I was looking at things, this and that nature. And, so the mob shows up at your house, splattering stuff on there. Now, what if that gets into some type of physical altercation? I mean, just let your boy know. That's all I'm trying to figure out. So this is okay, where they just go around and they do stuff like this, try to intimidate people, intimidate witnesses, okay? And that's something that criminals do, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a criminal activity, and it should be approached as such. But no, we can't do it here, okay? Because we all about justice around this joint, ain't we? Ain't we about justice? Oh, yes. Justice for Big Floyd, okay? Now, I was sitting there, and I was at the gym earlier, and I seen where they finally came out with the guilty verdict. And of course, there were people out in the street crying. I'm like, man, what kind of shit is this? It's some sad shit. Y'all act like y'all won something. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you hit the lottery, you know? I mean, like it was your son or daughter that died out there. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Y'all act like it's something like that. Folks out there boo-hooing, falling on the ground, falling all over themselves, going and rugging and hugging people. Man, don't y'all know the coof is out? Why you hugging on folk? What's wrong with you? Folk forgot about the coup for a second, and then they done went and made a fatal mistake. That's all I'm saying. So I seen that happening during that time, and man, it's just kind of weird because I ain't seen nobody going out there boo-hooing, crying, screaming any type of social justice, or any justice at all with all these black on black shootings. Okay. And it was just right here recently. I think it was a couple days ago. There was a 7-year-old girl got shot right there at the McDonald's. Black girl. Well, I mean, can I get a rally for her? I mean, I believe it was another brother that put a cap in the car. Man got shot in the drive-thru. There's been all kind of little kids in Chicago and places like that, the inner cities, been getting killed by other black folks. But I can't find nobody there. Okay, none of this BLM stuff is there. You know why? Because it's not profitable, okay? Because that's all this is. This is for profit, all right? Just go ask Patrice Cullors, because she's living real well. She's making that dust, okay? And she's stacking it back. Got 4 properties, if I'm correct. It's either 3 or 4. I think it's like $3.6 million worth of properties. I'm like, dang, bro. Racism pays well. That's all I know. The stuff pays the bills, plus some, okay? You can get you a little extra on the side. So, of course, let's see here. They said they had 10 hours deliberation. I ain't gonna lie to you. They closed the schools out there in Minneapolis. Now, look, now you know it's bad that out there in Minneapolis, and of course, they had a riot the other week when Dwante Wright got shot. Of course, stuff got stolen again from the places who so-called support some Target stuff. I mean, but oh yeah, we support you. They go steal the shit right out of there. It's like, man, stop supporting these folks. I mean, that's all I'm saying. But it was only 10 hours of deliberation. I'm like, but that's kind of short, man. I thought y'all were going to, go through this a little bit of a process because they shut down the schools in Minneapolis Wednesday through Friday, if I'm correct. So they got that out real quick, but they I can see them now, but they probably walked in there and it's like, dog, I mean, there's some reasonable doubt that he died at the hands of Chauvin, but we ain't got time for that, okay? Now, they hit the man on all 3 charges, 2nd-degree murder, 3rd-degree murder, and 2nd-degree manslaughter. I mean, I don't know about all that. You see, I'm not savvy on the murder and the 3rd degree. I mean, I would have thought maybe at most manslaughter, at most. But dang, Bo, they hit him on both the murder charges. I said, dang, I thought maybe at most manslaughter, and seeing how there was reasonable doubt. But no, bud. Hey, the mob rules, okay? That's all there is to it. The mob rules. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show y'all a couple clips. Because right now, there's some sick stuff going on out there, okay? Now, we've seen, I don't know, well, y'all probably seen it the other day, where Maxine Waters came out and said, oh yeah, we want a jury to find him guilty of murder. And if we don't get the verdict we want, then we want them to be more confrontational. I was like, but is that not inciting a riot? Hot damn. I mean, if I don't know what else you could call inciting a riot besides that. I mean, if we don't get the verdict we want, I want folks to be more confrontational. Now, she's a higher up in a political office. And it's like, is that not tampering? Or whatever? I mean, I don't know. With the trial? Seeing how she's in political office, she's got, a wide view of people watching her. She's right up there on the tube. She's telling folks to be controversial. Oh, they better find him guilty. Oh, yeah. Take it to the streets, fellas. It's like, hold on a second. But when you take something to the streets about a lockdown, oh, you killing grandma. I got you. There ain't no problem. Hey, look, bud. Hey, I mean, this is the rules of engagement. Everybody's got to know the rules. Now, another thing, there was the mayor, one of the mayors, I believe, of Minneapolis. He came out and he stated, he was like, oh yeah, it don't matter what what the jury finds, if they find him guilty or not guilty, but we all know what happened that day. He murdered George Floyd. I said, bud, I mean, I don't think you're supposed to be allowed to do that. That's all I'm saying. I mean, was the jury blocked off to where they couldn't see any of that stuff? Let your boy know. I don't know. Were they blocked off where they couldn't see any TV, social media, any of that stuff, so it wouldn't have any bearing on what they had going on? Now, the problem was that it was already in in Minneapolis. Boy, I tell you what, dang, Bo, you got to move that thing about out of state just about, or at least in a different city, because the stuff was tough. So we had those two people saying that. Maxine Waters inciting a riot, because that's what she did. That's incitement, okay, to the utmost degree. That's just all there is to it. If we don't get what we want, we're going to do this. We're going to become more confrontational. We're going to get up in your face. If we got to destroy some more stuff, it's all good, okay? And then the mayor comes straight out, oh yeah. He murdered him. I don't care what they say. He murdered him. It's like, bud, you in a political office, you're not supposed to be getting up there saying that stuff. Yeah, I mean, that ain't what you're supposed to be doing, especially when the trial going on. I mean, but hey, bud, I guess folks just do what they want. We don't care about the law anymore, okay? I mean, nobody care about the law of the land. It's all what the mob wants. So, what I was getting to after I went off on that tangent, I'm gonna show y'all two clips where they're doing something that's really sick, okay? It's really sick, and it shouldn't be done, because this dude was no type of saint. He wasn't anybody that that was gonna have your back or you need to go to battle with, okay? Dude was a drug addict and a criminal. This is all there is to it. So I'm gonna play these two clips right quick for y'all, and then we're gonna come back and finish up.
Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice, for being there to call out to your mom. How heartbreaking was that? Call out for your mom. I can't breathe. But because of you, and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous with justice.
I loved him with all my heart, and I'd do anything to have him standing next to me again today. But I know he gave his life so this could happen. And I know that he gave his life so that other people's cases can get reopened. We can re-examine the cases that were closed. We can get justice for people that deserve it.
Now, what y'all just heard there, it wasn't a test. You know, I mean, it wasn't, a broadcasting error or nothing like that. But the folks out there acting like George Floyd is Jesus Christ. That's what I'm saying. But they are acting like George Floyd died for folks' sins. I mean, oh yeah, George Floyd, he sacrificed himself. Do what? Do what? Man, so you mean to tell me that George Floyd, okay, on that day intentionally went out there so the police could kill him on that day? That's what you're telling me. Which the police didn't kill him, from what I'm seeing, okay? From the evidence, we don't have, I mean, the evidence don't tell me as far as 100% that Chauvin had any effect on George Floyd's death. But they're coming out here and telling you that he went out there and sacrificed his life so other folk can get justice. It's like, bud, I know y'all ain't pulling no biblical stuff on this, are you? But they going biblical. They are referring to George Floyd as if he's Jesus. It's like, dog, what are we talking about? I mean, Bo, the woke mob is a cult, man, and they embeds with the same folks that's in the cult of the convid. All of them are one and the same, dude. The social justice nonsense. But I mean, I can't reiterate this enough. I can't believe it. I can't believe that they compared George Floyd to Jesus Christ. Bo, the man robbed a pregnant woman at gunpoint. Man was caught with counterfeit bills. Man high on fentanyl. Got 4 times the fatal amount in the system. And we comparing them to Jesus Christ. Man, what are we talking about? Oh, yeah, I wish he was here with me today. But I know he sacrificed himself so others could get justice. Do what? Man, the man was high. Dang, Bo, he was saying he couldn't breathe walking around outside. I mean, he would walk around outside, man, I can't breathe. Can't breathe. I'm like, well, damn, dude, the dude couldn't breathe before he got put on the ground. I mean, well, obviously he could because he was talking. Let me tell you something about not being able to breathe, okay? Let you know something about it. You ain't gonna do a whole lot of talking, okay? If somebody's choking you out, I don't know if you ever been choked out before. It usually don't take no 8 minutes. It's gonna be about 30 seconds and you gonna be out, okay? Cut the blood off to the brain. Yeah, you're out in about 30 seconds, okay? I mean, this is all there is to it. You ain't gonna be sitting there talking about nothing either. If anybody's ever choked you, the only thing you do is, but because your vocal cords can't open up. So, I mean, it's just like, but it's ridiculous, man. I just don't get it. But as I tweeted right up here, they act like this dude was Jesus Christ right here. And it's right another one. Why are they worshiping this guy? But they are flat out worshiping him. Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life. It's like they saying a prayer to the dude. Man, he won't nobody. Dang, but I'm going to tell you right now, we got to be careful because history will exalt this dude more than Martin Luther King, somebody who actually fought for something. So Bud, you got to be careful. They want to tear down history and they want to put George Floyd up on a pedestal. And the bad thing is that, man, they want to stick the filth of the black community up on a pedestal. But he's filth, man. He was trash. All there is to it. Dang, Bo. I mean, sorry he died, but dang, bud, stop living a life of crime and stop doing drugs. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I can't help you with nothing else. So I want to know what y'all's thoughts on this in the comment section below. I don't know how anybody thought this was going to be a fair trial. I knew it wasn't. I made videos months ago that I was like, man, I don't see how they're going to be able to convict him. On top of that, the man had the convict. I'm just like, bud, ain't that a convict death? I'm just trying to figure out. Everything else is a death with convict. That should be in the numbers. He should be a convict death. They said the man had the convict when he died. I'm just trying to figure the thing out. With convict, it's supposed to restrict your breathing. I'm just saying. So convict, 4 times the level of fentanyl. I mean, excited delirium from what I was seeing. I mean, I don't know. That's been reasonable doubt for me. But hey, bud, when the woke mob speaks, everybody moves. And this is a bad precedent. Precedence? I think. Precedent. That's it. Boy, you got to get your words right. Sometimes you get tongue-tied. Bad precedent for the way the justice system needs to work. It needs to work off the facts of the case, not off a whole bunch of folks' feelings, okay? That's just all there is to it. And I want to know what y'all's thoughts are in the comment section below. And I'm going to leave y'all with one last clip. And this is one of the issues with people in all kind of communities, right, left, it don't matter what it is the fact that as long as it's not affecting them, or if it's something that would affect them, then they would rather somebody be found guilty so they potentially won't be affected again. We got the guy up here, Gutfield. Yeah, Greg Gutfield. He straight up came out and he said, hey, man, I'm glad that Chauvin was found guilty on all charges, even though he might not be guilty of all charges. So I'm glad because, folks came and they were around my neighborhood and all. It's like, dude, so you just fine with throwing somebody in jail, whether they actually committed the crime or not, whether they actually, whether the prosecution had the burden of proof to convict them or not, you're fine with throwing them in jail if it's something that would actually help you. Okay? I mean, that's what you're telling me. And so we can't have that weakness, bud. Because if we have that weakness, then dang, bud, if the mob rules all, then we ain't got to worry about it because they'll take over. So I'm going to leave y'all with this clip so you can watch Gutfield come out here and basically pretty much say, I'm a punk bitch. So, and I don't know what area he's supposedly in, but he over here with Fox News. I know he making millions of dollars. He ain't making $2 or $3. I know that much. These news anchors and stuff up here on these news channels get paid well. So I'm going to leave y'all with this clip. I want to know what y'all's thoughts are on all this in the comment section below. As always, like, share, subscribe. and I will catch you on the next one. It's being Boy Execute 420. I'm out. I'm going to show this clip to you.
And now I'm going to just get really selfish. I'm glad that he was found guilty on all charges.
Yeah.
Even if he might not be guilty of all charges.
Oh, my God.
I am glad that he is guilty of all charges because I want a verdict that keeps this country from going up in flames.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
What do you mean?
Look, Greg, listen.
What do you mean? No, I'm at least being honest. My neighborhood was looted. I don't ever want to go through that again.
We do not sacrifice individuals for the sake
I'm
of
saying he's
how
guilty.
people
I'm
feel.
saying I'm glad about the verdict.